Aye.
Can you understand me, or do you need subtitles? Know what it's like when you come over borders. I'll try and keep it going. I'm glad scoring panels coming. I was sat there really quite worried because I thought, oh my gosh, they've gone, so I'm all right.
Well, Jesus, that's what it
is. That what it is? I don't know, I'd have brought some with me. Right, so just want to thank Dave and Angie for inviting me. They have asked me every month for 2 years. And it is 2 years since our last year. It is a long time since, so I'm pleased to be here. My clean eater journey started 6 years ago, March 2010. And that's me in 2010. And I look a little bit different now, don't I? Just a touch. And sat outside of me was my reason for joining. I already had 3 jobs, 3 part-time jobs. So I looked after an elderly relative that had dementia. I did the books for a central heating engineer. And I had a small lettings business. I only had about 20 properties, but I used to look after these properties for landlords. My husband had also set himself up as in business as a handyman. And he was really good. He was really good hands-on, but he was rubbish at business, didn't know how to charge. He'd go out and do a job for an old lady and tell her, come back and say, I want to charge for the £5. And so it cost you 20 quid for this. You know, we're working really very, very well. So I was busy. I've got 6 grandkids, I've got a puppy to look after, so I had a busy life, but I still needed that extra bit of money because my boy was going to college to do his A-levels. And that was in Barnsley, which is 8 miles away from where I live. So I wanted money for his bus fares, and I wanted to be able to give him money for his dinners rather than have to send him with a pack-up. I wanted him to be able to go into town with his mates and have junk food if that's what he wanted. But I wanted it to be his choice. So I applied to an advert on the internet. Well, actually applied for 2, that's another story. Applied for this advert on the internet and filled me form in for some information, and then went off out into garden with my husband, and we were mowing lawn and doing borders and various other things. Came back in the house and I've got 3 or 4 missed calls on landline and answering machine messages. Several missed calls on my mobile, a couple of text messages. I refreshed computer, internet, emails popped up, and I got this email. I thought, what the hell is this Kev Ryder stalking me? Then phone rang again, I picked it up, and it was Kev. So, asked me a few questions, said, what are you looking for? And says, I'll take you through and show you business. Well, I clicked on it, cleaning, and to be quite honest, I didn't want to be an overage paper boy, because that is what I thought cleaning people were. People that were too old to get a paper out. It never ever appealed to me to go out and deliver catalogues. I was too busy. I just couldn't see myself walking the streets, but my need for that money was bigger than my ego. Sometimes that's what you've got to do. Put your ego to one side. I will say I walked past loads and loads of houses and drove a mile and a half to deliver catalogues, even though I live on a street with 157 houses. Because I wasn't going to let anybody around me know what I was doing. I was going to go off. So my first tip of the day is don't be afraid to let people know what you're doing, because really we are in a fantastic business. Don't walk past all these houses to deliver your catalogues when you've got them on your doorstep. These people know you. So we started off. I didn't have money to join. I had to borrow council tax money, because you've seen all the prices today. 25 quid to join, £185 when I joined. No instalment plan. So I didn't have £185, so what I did is I borrowed council tax money, said to my son, we're going to have to earn that back, put it back before your dad finds out it were crackers. Anyway, I told my husband what I was doing, and he told me I were crackers. You don't want to be doing that. He says, somebody in the village already does it. I said, no. I said, but hopefully I'm not in the same house as him. Does it matter, really? Not at all. First 2.5 weeks, we earned £212. That showed me it worked. So straight away, we put the £185 back in the council tax. So we didn't make a lot that first month, really, because we've got to put a stake money back. But it gave us that belief that it did work and that I could get Scott that money that he wanted for college. So that was in the March. We did it up until the September, and in the September, Kev got me on the floor one day, twisted me arm right up my back until I screamed blood murder. No, he didn't, not really. He told me about an event in Birmingham, showcase event, and said, you really want to come? I thought, I can't go to Birmingham, I'm not driving down to Birmingham. Thought of driving to Birmingham, frightened the bloody life out of me. really did. I can get you a lift, he says. I can't afford to come. He says, you can't afford not to. I tried every which way to get out of going, I'll be honest, I really did. But anyway, we ended up going down to Birmingham and going to this showcase event. Now, we've got one coming up this month. If you haven't already booked your ticket, I strongly suggest you do. Sat there, Jackie White, you saw Jackie and Peter's picture earlier. Jackie White was speaking at that showcase. And have you ever been to an event and there's been somebody speaking and you thought, they are talking to me alone? There were about 4,000 people in that room. It might be more. It went to the ICC, it was the NIA, so that helped more people. But I just disregarded everybody else, and it was just as though Jackie White was speaking to me personally. And I can't remember now what she said, to be honest with you, but I just know what she said really struck home. So you never know which meeting you're going to go to. It's going to be that one person that's going to say something that's going to make a difference in your life. So you really need to attend them all. So anyway, came away from that, said to Kev, right, I want to go gold. What do I need to do to go gold? He says, right, you need to deliver all these leaflets, you need to put these cards in post, in shop windows, you need to do this, that, other. I thought, I haven't got time for doing all that. I really haven't got the time. I'd taken on more properties by then, and I was just really, really busy. So I thought, there's got to be an easier way, haven't there? So I was a Facebook user back then, so I started selling on Facebook back in 2010. I started recruiting on Facebook, and by Christmas, me and Scott got gold distributor. It only took 3 months. That is not a fantastic achievement, not nowadays, as people get to bronze exec in 6 months. You know, at the time that was good, but not anymore. This is open to anybody. To get up to a £2,000 a month income, you can do it in 6 months. As long as you get it right up here, what you're going to be doing, anybody can achieve that. I truly, honestly believe that. I'm pressing the wrong button, there we go. Getting gold distributor meant I got in qualification for New York. Now, everybody was saying to me, oh, it's wonderful you've been in New York. Now, I've never flown in my life. Never been on a plane. Told myself I didn't like hot countries. Told myself I didn't like flying. Told myself I find a plane claustrophobic. Told myself all sorts of things. And what you tell yourself, you believe. You know, we're our worst critic, our worst enemy, what we say to ourselves inside our heads. So I deliberately kept my foot off the gas, so I was just under qualification. Because I didn't want to go to New York. I really didn't. However, I saw my name on the list for a trophy. And I'd seen him at I'd been to the September showcase, then I went to the January one, saw everybody winning trophies. I thought, I fancy a bit of that. So I looked at our recruit trophy list, and I was 19th on the list. There was a massive, massive gap between me and top. It's like £25,000 difference between me and one at the top. And I said to Ken, can I win that trophy? He says, do you want to? I said, yeah. He says, why do you want to? I said, oh, can you imagine it? Can you imagine walking across that stage and hearing that row? Do you know, I'm getting goosebumps now just thinking about it. And I could visualise, I could put myself on that stage getting that trophy. I really, really wanted it. I wanted that more than I wanted bloody New York. I weren't bothered about going on holiday. You know, Skegness, week in Skegness in the caravan were good enough for me. I didn't need fancy foreign trips. But I really fancied that trophy. That was the thing that ignited me. So we set to and won the trophy. That was in January 2012. Now, the thing about winning the trophy meant I got New York, so I had to go. Now, I went armed with diazepam from doctors, took to take 20 minutes before we got on plane, and took to take 20 minutes on the way back. Because that was my biggest fear, you know. Flying all the way there, I thought, I'll be all right, what if I make it there? But then I'm so blooming terrified that I can't get back. And I just dare not get back on that plane to come back. That's what scared me. But New York was awesome. Absolutely fantastic. Do you know, I love flying. I sat there in Manchester Airport saying to our Scott, that was a plane just taken off. Oh, look, there's one just landed. He kept saying, take your pills, Mum, take your pills. Not yet, no, I'm not taking them yet. And I just got so excited, and I absolutely adored it. It was wonderful. We didn't have a crook trophy. That got us Miami. And I was so excited about going on that trip, but between that and that, we had a lot out. Always had challenges in life to overcome. Just about everybody else. You know, it might just be that you broke your fingernail and you're going out, Saturday night, you're going out, you broke your fingernail and you cannot get to a nail technician to put it right. So you spend all night walking around with your finger like that, so you've lost a bit of finger, don't it? Sometimes challenges can be little challenges, but to you they mean a lot. Well, I had 3 year challenges, unfortunately. I think I must have broken half a dozen mirrors in a week. But challenges really are what make life interesting, aren't they? Can you imagine if everything just were plain sailing? If every day were a nice day? You know, and everything that you did just worked out right. And everything had an happy ending. Wouldn't life be bloody boring? You know, sometimes you need them challenges, don't you, to give you that get up and go and make you have a bit of ambition and everything. Because a challenge is just a bad day. That's how you've got to look at it. A challenge is not a bad life. It's just one day, or it might be a week it takes. In my case, it was 3 years. I had 3 years of unfortunate events. That's what we'll call it, a series of unfortunate events. Start calling them lemony snicket. But you don't really have a bad life. And it's just how you handle challenges and things. Oh God, scoring Pamela's back. Hi, girls. I'll curb your language as well. I've not been swearing, I've been really good, I promise. So score me nice, will you? So this is my series of unfortunate events. First one started on 23rd of February, which is it was just about 5 weeks after you saw that picture taken of me with the trophy. That was when I had my first brain hemorrhage. Got 2 brain aneurysms, they burst, and I ended up in intensive care in Hallamshire Hospital for, not quite sure how long, I think about 5 weeks in Hallamshire Hospital for. It's a little bit of a blur. I can remember very, very well lots and lots of things that happened before that date. Things that have happened since that date are a little bit sketchy. Don't ask me what I had for breakfast because I ain't got a clue. So that was the first thing that went wrong. Now you saw on Dave's presentation about how you can get residual income. That is the fantastic beauty of this business, because I never sold a sausage, not that we sell sausages, but even if we did, I never sold anything from the 23rd of February. But do you know how much my cheques were? £1,500 a period for not doing anything. Now, the reason I was getting that was because I'd done the work already. I'd got the team in place. My team carried on working. They didn't have a brain hemorrhage, that just me. So that is a fantastic beauty of this business. I didn't get anybody knocking on the door and saying, when are you coming back to work? I didn't have to fill a sick note in. I didn't have to claim any housing benefit, council tax benefit, or anything like that. I didn't have occupational health come in and doing a home check to make sure that I was really ill. Who's ever had one of them? I had one of them when I worked at civil service. I thought it was absolutely disgusting that you would send somebody to your home to make sure you were really, really ill. But that's what they did to me. But I had none of that. All I had were my family, which is what I call my team, my family, checking upon me every so often. Is there anything we can do to help? Looking after each other, but not giving me any hassle whatsoever. So that was catastrophe number 1. Catastrophe number 2 came on 16th of September the same year. So I'm still not right by any means. Not able to drive, because I lost my licence for a year. Not allowed to drive after having brain surgery for a year. We live out, it's a bit rural where I live, and the bus service is horrendous. I've not caught a bus, I've been driving for God knows how many years. Not caught a bus for probably 15, 20 years. And on the 16th of September, my husband died. I got up on Sunday morning and found my husband dead. Now, froze all my bank accounts. Got no money. Got none of this income coming in. I got his car on the drive that I'm obviously not allowed to drive. So we sold that, stuck the money in a pot in the cupboard to we didn't dare we couldn't put it in the bank because, like I said, they'd frozen my bank account. But I still had a clean easy, didn't I? So I was still okay. 21st of April, 2013 was my next operation, which was my eyes. As a result of the hemorrhage, it damaged something in my eyes, and I ended up having to have multifocal lens replacement, so I could see it all perfect. It's wonderful, isn't it, Peter? 20/20 vision. Aren't some people uglier than what we thought? When you can see them proper. Gosh, it is a bit of an eye-opener when you can see people. Hold your wee glasses. Go and get your eyes done and then look at people and you think, oh my God. I keep pressing this wrong button. 23rd of April 2014 was the second hemorrhage. So that took me off the radar again. That one didn't take me off the radar for too long because I wouldn't allow it to. Right? I actually got discharged from intensive care, and it took them 6 hours to work out how to discharge me because nobody ever gets discharged from intensive care. They either get put down into a lesser care ward, like HDU or an old ward, or they go to the morgue. They don't go home usually. And there wasn't an intensive care nurse that knew how to discharge me. But I'd been through it before. I knew what I was going to do. I knew I'd got that inner strength that I could get through this. So I did that on the 23rd of April, and 9 days later, I was on a clean, easy destination, Adventure of the Seas. I weren't going to miss that for anything. I mean, it almost killed me, I will admit, but I weren't going to miss that for anything. And then the last kicker was 5th of July. My only sister, I've only got the one sister, a very, very small family. I've only got my mum and my sister. And my sister dropped dead suddenly at the age of 47. And really that was the straw that broke the camel's back. And I could have quite easily probably gone to ground at that point and thought, you know, why me? Woe is me. Crawl under the duvet. I'm never coming out again. I don't ever want to speak to the world again. I've had enough. And I did for probably about 12 hours. But that's not me. I am a fighter, and I was determined to come out fighting and make the most of what we've got, because, you know, life's precious, isn't it? We've only got this one life, and we don't know when it's going to end. So really, we need to live every day like it's our last. Don't ever go to bed on a row, because you don't know if you're not going to see that person next day. And I'll tell you something, that bloody guilt carries on if you go to bed on a row. So don't ever go to bed on a row. And don't ever forget to tell your kids that you love them. And don't forget your mums. I know your mums are a pain in the backside, especially when they get old. They are an absolute pain in the backside. But, you know, you'll miss them when they're gone. Same with your dads. So, what's been my motivation? Well, I wanted to get fitter. I can't remember what year that was, just a minute. I've got good vision, but I'm not that good. I can't read what that says. Picture's not clear enough. 2013, I think it is. I got Slimming World's Woman of the Year in our Slimming World group. It lapsed a little bit. But I like food, I don't give a monkeys. So I wanted to get a bit fitter. So I did get a bit fitter. I wanted to get my son to uni. And he's just coming up to his last year now at Huddersfield University studying chemistry. He had a hiccup that year that I was poorly and that his dad died with. He did fail his A-levels that year. But when all his friends went off to uni, Scott stayed and did another year. And I'm so proud of him for that. I really am proud of him. It's been a pain in the backside this week because he's moved house. Oh, gosh. Do you notice that clever people aren't they stupid? they know a lot about what they're doing, don't they? But they haven't got an ounce of common sense. You know, they've only been packing the belongings. They moved from a furnished house to a furnished house. It's only clothes and books and bits and bats. Oh my God, it's taken all weekend, it's been horrendous. I wanted to get Bronze Exec. I did that. The reason I wanted to be a Bronze Exec because I wanted a Yorkshire 10 Steps meeting. I was fed up of tramping all the way down to bloody Birmingham. Sorry. That's the point, I've lost it. I was fed up with tramping down to Birmingham. There's loads of Yorkshire people. I said, I want a Yorkshire meeting. Let's get all these Yorkshire people a meeting where they can go to. So got to Bronze Exec. I wanted to speak on stage at Birmingham. That picture's actually taken speaking on stage at Reebok Place. Where's Reebok? Bolton. So there were only 2,000 people. But I was asked to speak to Clean Easy, and that was brilliant. I've since been asked to speak again, and I'm speaking at this showcase in Birmingham, so I can now take that one on the bucket list. I wanted to own my own house. My house belongs to me. I've got no mortgage, don't pay any rent, and that's wonderful to know that I've always got that there, and that's something for my kids. And we've even talked about once Scott's finished college, finished uni. I don't know where he's going to end up living in country, but wherever he goes, I've said I'll sell my house, give him the money, so he can put that down as a deposit on a house, so he can get something really quite nice with a little mortgage. As long as he's got a grand flat, and then he can look after the parrot. So I can go on lots of trips. I've been on an adventure in the seas, which I don't know about Dave and Angie, but that trip for me was the best trip I have ever been on. I absolutely adored being on that cruise. If anybody been on a cruise? Are they fabulous? Anybody single that likes cruising? Really simple. I've decided to live life to its fullest. That was the cruise ship I was on in November, and I went sailing the Caribbean. I've missed the Clean Easy destination to Jamaica. I will go to that site and cry. When they all flew to Jamaica, I sat in my living room and cried like a baby. And I thought, no, do you know what? Pay for it yourself and go yourself. So I had 17 nights cruising on Azura, all around all Caribbean islands. I had a Jamaican man wanting to go jiggy-jiggy in his tent. I'd bring him home. I won't elaborate. I went and got myself a tattoo. Yeah, 53-year-old and got my first tattoo. I'm not going to tell you where it is. But that's my tattoo. I got a tattoo of a poppy. Poppy's very relevant for me. After my husband died and I lost that weight, my wedding ring kept falling off. And I didn't want to go and have it cut up. It felt wrong to have it cut and then smaller. So I took it off and I had it back, put it away with his wedding ring in the box. But after wearing a wedding ring for 24 years, you look like you were recently divorced. And so many people kept saying to me, you look like you just got divorced. And I didn't want people to think that. And one day this little magazine fell on the doormat. And it was something like Brooks and Bentley or one of them magazines. And as it opened up, it fell onto poppies. Now, poppies are my favourite flower. And I just saw this ring and I thought, you know, that'd be perfect. That will cover my wedding ring and not look like an engagement ring or anything, just a nice ring. So I bought myself that ring, and it's about 6 weeks before Christmas. It took about 4.5 weeks to come. On Christmas Day, my son and my daughter gave me a joint Christmas present, because neither of them got 2 pennies to scratch the backsides with. And they gave me this beautiful bracelet, which is actually the matching bracelet to the ring that we didn't even know I'd bought. Wow. Talk about weird. And the thing about poppies, it says a poppy is a semblance of remembrance of the past and hope for the future. So to me, it's so relevant, because you've got to hope for the future, no matter what's happened to you. You've got to hope for the future. So I had my tattoo. Am I alright at the time? Sorry, I'm waffling a bit. Just go like that when you want me to wrap it up quick. I went and bought myself a parrot. I've always wanted a parrot, and my husband wouldn't let me have one. So I've got this parrot that if he were alive now, would be telling him to go away because it's learning naughty words off YouTube. But I've got a lovely parrot that chats away like nobody's business. I gave it to Tracy Sheehan for a month when I went on my cruise. She looked after her for me so that she could hopefully get it to teach Fred how to talk. But it didn't work. I went and got myself an Audi convertible. I got so excited when I saw Audi package. But you know what I'm going to do when I win a Clean Easy Audi, I'm going to get my Audi keys. And you know, like a bride does at a wedding, and she chucks a bouquet over her head like that. I'm going to do that with my Audi keys for my team. And whoever catches them can have it. Wow. It's a bit odd, we can have it.
These are two little sayings that I've lived my life bound around since discovering gym rowing. It's not what happens that determines your future, it's what you do with it. And we can all make excuses and put off why we're not going to do something. But that's up to you. There's only you can change it. Don't wish it were easier, wish you were better. And I love them two quotes down in the office, written down. I'll take a picture. No, you got it? Yeah. Another thing I do is I don't dwell on the past anymore. I did for a while. But you can't change what's happened. You think about when you're driving. If you were driving down the street, you wouldn't be driving looking that way, would you? Or if you wouldn't be on the same road as you. You know, you've got to drive looking through your front window. And that's where you've got to live your life. You've got to look out that front window. Look at where your tomorrow's going. Don't look at what happened yesterday. You can remember yesterday, remember it here and remember it here. But don't let it determine how your life runs from what happened yesterday. You should never look back unless you're looking at how far you've come. You've got to be consistent, because consistency is the key in this business. All too often you get team members doing with it. I'm going to do 200 books, I'm going to put them out 5 days a week. I'll do it on Monday, I might not do it on Tuesday. Wednesday I got 50 out. By Thursday they quit on me and lost them. And then they said to you, it didn't work. But if they'd put 200 books out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then done the same week after, and week after, and week after, where would they be now? That time's going to pass anyway. Yeah. So you've got to be consistent with what you're doing, and you've got to do it every single day. And if you don't have a lot of time, if all you've got is an hour or half an hour each day, that's all you can spare. As long as you work really hard and smart within that hour, then your business will still grow. I tend to work probably about 3 hours a day, because after an hour concentrating, I've had a constant headache since I had my first hemorrhage. I've not had a headache since February 2012. And if I work for a long period of time, it makes it worse and it makes me poorly. So what I do is I work for an hour. I don't do anything else. I don't talk to people on Facebook or anything like that. I work for an hour. And then I'll have a little look on Facebook and things. And then in the afternoon I'll do another hour. And then maybe evening I'll do another hour. That's all I work. I'm on nearly £2,000 a month. You know, it's all right for now. It's not enough, but it's okay for now. But I do that in just little tiny pockets of time. So you don't have to be working from getting up in the morning to reach bed at night, as long as you work smart. But you've got to do it consistently, day in, day out. You need to have a big goal. You need to have a reason why you're getting up in the morning. And it's not going to say, well, I need a bit more money. Because what's a bit more money? You've got to have clear and defined goals. What do you want? When do you want it? How are you going to get it? I've got a wonderful goal board on my wall. It's got, I want a walk-in shower. I want them walk-in showers that gets you from all angles. You know the ones I mean? I want Madrid. I want Mexico. I've got a car on there. I need a new kitchen. I want them kitchens with islands in the middle. I don't even cook. I can't cook a meal. I can't multitask anymore. My son batch cooks my meals and I just eat them up. But I still want one of these lovely kitchens with islands in the middle, because I just think they look really, really nice. You know, and there's loads of things on my goal board, and that's what I'm looking at all the time. I have Mexico on my laptop, on my computer telly. Monitor, thank you. I have it on my ringtone on my phone. You know, so it's always reminding me what I want. My biggest goal is I found another cruise I want to go on. That's why I asked if there's any single cruises out there. Because this cruise is going to cost me £28,000. It's 90 days and it's around the world. Right? That's all your food and drink sorted. Now, there's a little bucket at the back there, and I'm taking it. Every little else, I've got 12 quid in my jar so far, so I've got a way to go. So, but dream big, have big goals, and don't be frightened of how big that goal is. I mean, who thinks I'm going to go on a 28 grand cruise? Yeah. They're the ones that know me. Because the other thing I do is when people tell me, oh, you can't do that, I'll do it just to prove you wrong. Attending events is absolutely crucial. If I hadn't gone to that showcase and heard Jackie White speaking just to me, I don't think I'd have moved this business on. I don't think I'd be where I am now. Where would I have been financially after John died? I'd probably be on benefits. I can't hold down a full-time job now. I couldn't work for an employer. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't work for an employer anymore. I'm in the best place. And things happen for a reason, don't they? I think I was guided into this business because of what was going to happen to me. So attending events is crucial. Any event that you see advertised out there, if it's just a webinar, if it's a Zoom call, whatever it is, try and get on there because you never know which one is going to be the one that gives you your light bulb moment. You need to follow the system, whatever system your upline does. You need to follow some kind of system, even if it's only just a weekly plan that you're going to do your books on what day, or you're going to do your postings on whatever day. But you need a system. Don't keep it in here, because you're not accountable to anybody when it's up here. Because if you don't put your books out on Wednesday like you thought you would, who knows? Apart from you. All you do is lying to yourself, innit? When you don't do them on Wednesday, you do them on Thursday, and then it rains on Thursday. And then by then it's Friday, and you should have got another set out by Friday. But then your friend rings you and says you fancy going to Meadowhall, so you go to Meadowhall instead. But if it's on a planner, and people can see what you've got planned, I have to tell my mother what I've got on my planner, because my mum can't understand why I don't get a proper job now better. She still, even now, cannot see what I do. And her husband will quite often just turn up in our house and he'll just come walking in. He doesn't even knock, because it's obviously his family. He'll come walking in and shout, "Get kettle on!" And me on the corner saying, "No, sorry." Parrot tells him, "Get off, go." So follow your system that you have. Tell the world what we do. Don't be like me and drive miles to deliver your books. Tell people what we do. We've got a fantastic opportunity here. And there's loads of people hurting, really hurting financially for lots of different reasons. They might not have a pay rise. It might be about pensions. I've got to wait till I'm 67 now to get my pension. I mean, probably by the time I get nearer to 67, they'll have moved goalposts again. You know, so there's pensioners that are really, really struggling. People that have got ill health, that can't get out. The online side of the business has been fantastic to people like myself, that I can't no longer do catalogues. I was trying to live in catalogues in a two-door Audi. That door is so heavy. If I could just put roof down and throw them, they'd be all right. But I honestly can't. I cannot do catalogues now. I cannot physically do catalogues. So to me, the online side of the business is absolutely awesome. I've still got big retailers in my business. Karen or Rob Evans always do 4 or 5 grand, or Drew Llewellyn always does 4 or 5 grand. You know, I can teach them both. So we want all kinds of people in our business. So judge who you're speaking to as well. Don't think, well, I can't approach the one market because they'll not want to do it. You're not asking them if they want to do it, you're asking them who they know. We're going global, you saw that map. I'm so excited about going global. I'm going to make, my new team members in these foreign countries are going to become my best friends. Because that way I'm going to get lots of holidays. And I'm going to stay there and say, do you know, I will personally fly out and show you how to run this business. I'll come and spend a week with you and show you in Spain how to do it. And then I'll move down to Portugal and spend a week with another team member in Portugal. All the time my son's looking after me parrot in the house that I've helped him buy. Yeah? See where I'm coming from? You've got to be grounded, you've got to know what you want. Personal development's key in this business. Absolutely key. Your mind is a garden and your thoughts are the seeds. You can plant flowers or you can plant weeds. What you got growing in yours? You know, you've got to keep feeding that head. Like I said, what you say to yourself, you can be your own worst enemy. There's a fantastic book for that. What you say when you talk to yourself. Shad Helms Center. Did I get that right? Somebody else has read that one. I'm all right. I won't take that to one. And it's a wonderful, wonderful book because we do have these conversations with ourselves, don't we? You know, you go on a diet and all you think about is food, isn't it? That little voice inside your head saying, go on, fridge. Just have one biscuit one day. You stop smoking, all you think about is a fag. You know, I'm desperate for a fag, really desperate for a fag now. You know, not really. It's that little voice inside your head. That little voice inside your head tells you, don't bother putting your catalogues out today, it's raining, you get wet. It tells you not to bother reading your leads today, don't open that one, it's got a foreign name, probably not very good. Would you run somebody called Come to Friedenfeld?
Yeah.
Right? £9 gold distributor from retail. No. Would you have sponsored Sapwinders? Yeah. You know, phenomenal retailer. So sometimes we prejudge, but it's that little voice inside our heads. So you want to feed that little voice inside your head and tell it to think some good things. Put some good thoughts in there. You need to persevere. Alright? It will happen. If you think, you know, I've been in this business years now, you might have been in business 3 or 4 years, you're still maybe at 13-15% level thinking, it's never going to happen, it's never going to happen. Wait till your attitude like that. First thing you need to do is do some personal development. Then you need to set some goals. Then you need to get a plan in place and believe it's going to happen. Believe me, then it will. Because it's only not happening because you're not doing the actions. This business is just numbers. Putting catalogues out, clean easy numbers works. I don't know how you do. You put out the right amount of catalogues, you'll get the orders. You post the right amount of Facebook adverts, you'll get the orders. You win the right amount of leads, you'll get the team members. You sponsor the right amount of team members, you'll get some good team members. From them good team members, you'll get some gold legs. From that, you'll build a business. Just numbers. And if it's not working for you, then you need to look at why. You need to look at your numbers and find out what you're doing wrong. Because it was something that you're not doing right that's stopping you from moving forward. You've got to remember, it doesn't matter what happened yesterday, forget the past. You can start from today. You can make today be your new day. Right? So it doesn't matter how long you've been in business. I'm going to start from today. This is where I'm going to get motivated. Right? I put the new plan for my period 9. Because it's usually a bit quiet in period 9, isn't it? So I've set myself daily tasks in period 9. I've been in business 6 years, but it doesn't matter. You can still start a new thing whenever you like, that thought comes into your head. I'm not telling you it's going to be easy, because it isn't. I've had some ups and downs. I've had days where, you had team members that just missed bonus levels, or some bugger sends something back and doesn't tell you. You know, and you think you've got their figures in. Things happen. So it ain't going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it. It really is going to be worth it. This is an absolutely awesome business. It really is. When you get to a position where you think, you know, take a day off. When you're right. I mean, we can all do that, but you can just take time off when you want. When you can decide you're going to do a project. I mean, I'm watching Sue's building with great interest. I think it's absolutely wonderful. You know, you're sharing people's lifestyles. I'm watching this building going up. It's absolutely awesome. You can make excuses, or you can make it happen. It's entirely up to you. Because it's in your hands. I could have crawled under a duvet and thought, I've stopped in there for the rest of my life. But I didn't. I come out fighting, and I think I've got more reason than most to want to stay under the duvet. You know, what is it? I'm not, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying people don't have things happen to others that's awful. You know, we all have awful things happening. But by cutting yourself off, and by not doing, by not building your business and moving yourself forward, does that change what's happened? You know, if we lose a relative, it's absolutely devastating. But by us giving up on our dreams and our hopes and our desires, will that bring them back? Because if it would, I'd quickly meet it tomorrow. You know, we have illnesses we've got to contend with. But by giving up your dreams and everything, will that make it better? Because if it would, I'd quickly meet it tomorrow. But it won't. It doesn't make any difference whatever's happened. You've still got to live. You've still got the rest of your life to get on with. So you just need to get on with it and not let that, whatever's happened in the past, stop you. So where am I going? SED by April 2017. That's my dream. So far, I've got 2 goals, so I still need 3. So you probably think, gosh, that's a tall order. Can't do it. I can tell you why I can do it, because I believe I can do it. I know how to do it. I've got the belief that I can give to my team members that they can achieve it. We've got all Christmas retail coming up. That's doable. Why have I chose April 2017? I haven't just plucked a date out at the top of my head. That's when I next find out what brain surgery I've got to have. So by the time we get there, I want to make sure I've got a really good solid business just in case, I've got to take some time out again. Because earning £1,500 a month were all right. When I get to there, I'll probably be earning £4 or £5 a month. That'd be even better, because I can go and recuperate on cruises. Can't I? What about you? Where are you going? Anyway, thank you for listening.
Fantastic. It's a 10 from Len. Awesome business, as you said, but awesome lady as well. See, you knew that was coming, didn't you? Can I just ask you all to give another round of applause for Karen?